They threw her to the lions to be eaten, but they didn't know the lions would bow to her. Watch how the rejected girl became their worst nightmare. The sun was very hot in the village of Umunede. It was so hot that the little lizards hid under big rocks. In this village, there was a girl named Oyinye. She was the most beautiful girl in the land. Her skin was smooth and dark, and her smile was bright. But Oyinye's eyes were always sad. Oyinye lived with her father, Papa Eze. He was a very kind man, but he was old and blind. He could not see that his new wife, Mama Ngozi, was very mean to Oyinye. Mama Ngozi had 2 daughters named Ada and Oge. They were lazy and loud. They hated Oyinye because she was beautiful and kind. Every morning, Mama Ngozi woke Oyinye up by splashing cold water on her. "Wake up," she would yell. "Sweep the floor, cook the food." While Oyinye walked until her back hurt, her sisters sat in the shade, eating sweet mangoes and laughing at her. Oyinye never told her father. She did not want to make him sad, so she kept her pain inside. One evening, a man in the village square beat a loud metal gong. "Gong, gong, gong. Listen, everyone," he shouted. "The great king is looking for a wife for the prince. In 3 days, there will be a big dance. Every girl must come. The prince will pick the best girl to be his queen." The village was so excited. All the girls started fixing their hair and buying new clothes. But in Oyinye's house, Mama Ngozi was angry. She looked at Oyinye and saw how her skin glowed in the sun. She looked at her own daughters and saw them fighting over meat. She knew that if the prince saw Oyinye, he would choose her. "We must stop her," Mama Ngozi whispered to her daughters. "Oyinye must not go to that dance." She was afraid that if Oyinye became queen, the prince would find out that Mama Ngozi had been stealing the family's money to buy fancy things for herself. The next morning, Mama Ngozi did something strange. She smiled at Oyinye. It was a fake smile. "Oyinye, my dear, put down your broom. Today we are going to a special farm near the forest. We will find magic flowers to make you look beautiful for the prince." Oyinye was so happy. She thought, maybe Mama finally loves me. She gave her blind father a big hug. "Goodbye, Papa. I will be back soon," she called out. She did not know that it was all a big lie. Ada and Oge followed behind, hiding their mean laughs. They packed a basket of food, but they only brought enough for themselves. They did not give any to Oyinye. They walked past the river and past the farms until the grass became very tall. They were walking towards the evil forest. The evil forest was a scary place. The villagers said that monsters and spirits lived there. The trees were giant and had roots that looked like snakes. Oyinye felt a cold shiver. "Mama, why are we here?" she asked quietly. "The farm is back there." "Be quiet," Mama Ngozi snapped. "The best flowers grow where the trees are thick." The sun began to go down. The sky turned purple and orange. Long shadows stretched out like dark fingers. They reached a big clearing at the edge of the woods. "We are here," Mama Ngozi said. She put down her basket. "Now, let's play a game. It is called hide and seek. The winner gets the magic beauty flowers first." Oyinye wanted to play with her sisters, so she said, "Okay, I will count." "Face that big tree," Mama Ngozi said. "Close your eyes tight and count to 500. Do not look until you are finished." Oyinye turned around and pressed her face against the tree. 1, 2, 3, she started counting. Behind her, The mean stepmother and the two sisters took off their shoes so they wouldn't make a sound. They didn't hide at all. Instead, they ran back toward the village as fast as they could. They left poor Oyinye all alone in the dark forest. Oyinye counted slowly. 100, 200. She heard the wind blowing. She thought it was her sisters hiding. 400, 499, 500. She turned around and shouted, "Ready or not, here I come!" But there was nobody there. The forest was empty and silent. "Mama? Ada? Where are you?" Oyinye called out, but only the wind answered her. She saw the footprints in the dirt. Her family had run away and left her to die. Oyinye felt like she had been hit in the stomach. She tried to follow the footprints, but the sun was gone. It was very, very dark. She tripped over a tree root and fell down. She sat on the ground and pulled her knees to her chest. She began to cry. "Why do they hate me?" she whispered. "I only wanted to be loved." As she cried, she heard a loud snap of a twig. She saw yellow eyes glowing in the bushes. Something very big was moving toward her. Oyinye held her breath. She thought a monster was coming to eat her. She heard a deep growl that sounded like thunder. A giant creature stepped out from the trees. It was a lion, but it was not a normal lion. It was as big as a house. Its fur was bright gold and its hair looked like it was made of fire. Its teeth were as long as knives. Oyinye was so scared that she covered her face with her hands. "Please," she whispered, "be quick." She waited for the bite, but it never came. Instead, she felt something warm and soft. The lion was sniffing her hair. He was not angry. He used his giant paw to gently wipe a tear from her face. Oyinye looked into his eyes. They were golden and kind. He looked sad, just like her. "You won't eat me?" she asked. The lion shook his head. He knelt down and pushed her toward his back. He wanted to help her. Oyinye climbed onto his warm, furry back, and the lion began to run. The lion ran very fast like the wind. He carried Oyinye deep into the forest where no people ever went. They came to a beautiful waterfall. The lion jumped right through the water. Behind it was a secret cave. The cave was not scary. It had blue crystals on the walls that glowed like night lights. The floor was covered in soft green moss. There were piles of sweet mangoes and bananas to eat. The lion pushed a piece of fruit toward Oyinye. She was very hungry and ate it all. "Thank you," she told the lion. He made a loud, happy purring sound. He curled up at the door of the cave to keep her safe. Oyinye lay down on the soft moss. For the first time in a long time, she felt safe. She fell asleep watching her big golden friend. Oyinye lived in the cave with the lion for many weeks. She named him Oba, which means king. Oba was her best friend. He brought her honey and berries every day. He walked with her to the stream and made sure she was safe from crocodiles. Oyinye began to change. She wasn't a scared girl anymore. She learned how to climb trees and run fast. She was strong. She made a new dress out of big green leaves and put flowers in her hair. She was becoming the queen of the forest. But she saw that Oba was often sad. At night, he would look at the moon and sigh. Oyinye would sit next to him and pet his soft fur. "Why are you sad, Oba?" she asked. "Do you miss your home too?" The lion looked at her with his big golden eyes. He understood every word she said. One night, the moon was big and round. It was the night of the prince's dance back in the village. Oyinye remembered her sisters and felt a little sad. "My sisters are dancing in pretty dresses now," she told Oba, "but I am here in a cave." Then she looked at the lion. "But I am happy," she said. "My sisters are mean, but you are kind. You are better than any prince. You are my best friend, and I love you." Oyinye was not afraid of the beast anymore. She saw the kind soul inside him. Oyinye reached out and hugged the lion's giant face. "I love you, Oba," she whispered. She leaned forward and gave him a gentle kiss on his nose. She didn't care that he was a lion. She loved him for who he was on the inside. Suddenly, the cave began to shake. The blue crystals on the wall started to flash. Oba's body began to glow with a bright golden light. Oyinye had to cover her eyes. When the light went away, the lion was gone. Standing in his place was a tall, handsome man. He had golden eyes and wore beautiful gold clothes. Oyinye was shocked. "Oba?" she asked. The man smiled. "My name is Prince Chima," he said. His voice was like music. "A mean witch turned me into a lion long ago," he explained. "She said I would be a beast until a girl loved me more than herself. You saved me, Oyinye. You saw the good man inside the monster. I stopped believing humans could be kind, but you proved me wrong." Prince Chima was very powerful. He was the prince of the forest spirits. He walked to the cave door and blew a loud whistle. Suddenly, the ground started to shake. Hundreds of animals came to the cave. Elephants, leopards, monkeys, and birds all gathered around. They all bowed to Chima and Oyinye. "You are our queen now," Chima told her. "But first, we must go back to your village. The people who hurt you must see that you are a queen." Oyinye climbed onto the back of a giant elephant. Chima sat beside her. They began to march toward the village of Umunede. Hundreds of animals followed them. Oyinye looked beautiful with diamonds in her hair and a dress that shined like the sun. In the village, everyone was dancing. Mama Ngozi and her daughters were wearing their best clothes. They told everyone that Oyinye had run away. Poor Papa Eze was sitting in a corner crying because he missed his daughter. Suddenly, the drums stopped. A giant elephant smashed through the village gates. The people screamed, "The monsters are coming!" But the animals did not hurt anyone. They stood in two long lines to let Oyinye pass. When Mama Ngozi saw Oyinye on the elephant, her face turned white. She was so scared. "It's Oyinye," the people shouted. "She is a queen." Ada and Oge started to shake with fear. They knew they were in big trouble. Oyinye jumped down and ran to her father. Prince Chima touched Papa Eze's eyes, and suddenly he could see again. "My daughter," he cried, hugging her tight. Then Oyinye turned to her mean stepmother. "You tried to leave me in the dark," Oyinye said firmly. Prince Chima was very angry. "You acted like mean animals," he told Mama Ngozi and her daughters. "So now you will be animals." He pointed his finger and poof! Green smoke covered the three women. When the smoke cleared, Mama Ngozi had turned into a smelly warthog. Ada and Oge had turned into noisy, hairy monkeys. They screamed and ran away into the forest. They would never be human again because their hearts were not kind. The people of the village asked Oyinye to stay and be their queen, but Oyinye shook her head. She held Prince Chima's hand. "This village was not kind to me," she said. "My home is in the forest with the friends who loved me when I had nothing." She promised to visit her father every week. Then she and Prince Chima rode back into the forest on their elephant. They lived in the beautiful cave of diamonds and ruled the animals with kindness. Oyinye was happy, but she never forgot the lesson she learned. She knew that being beautiful on the outside is not what matters. What matters is being beautiful on the inside. And so, the Queen of Beasts lived happily ever after. True beauty is hidden in the heart. Your clothes don't make you a queen. Your kindness does. Treat people with love and life will reward you. Treat them with cruelty And you might just find out who the real beast is. Did the stepmother deserve her fate? Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe for more stories on African folktales by Ray. And hit the bell so you never miss an adventure.